Hello and welcome to your Monday footy feed. Well, the federal court trial surrounding the Essendon supplement scandal has begun in Melbourne. Matt Thompson is there. Matt, what's the latest?
Well, Nat, it has been a really interesting day. This morning it was all about the lawyers, their opening submissions. Both cases pretty much outlined their version of events and where they're going to go with their argument. Essendon saying that suspending 34 players could ultimately bring down the club effectively, while Asada is making the point that this is the very reason they exist, to conduct investigations just like this. So that is, of course, the key question. Did Asada act unlawfully in conducting a joint investigation with the AFL? Cameras were allowed in the courtroom this morning. James Hird and his wife Tanya were sitting in the public gallery up the back of the room. Paul Little and the Essendon contingent were sitting in the very front row. Nat, there is more to come in this trial. It's going to last about 3 days. We'll keep you right up to date.
Thanks, Matt. Matt Thompson there. Collingwood's finals hopes are hanging by a thread, but the imminent return of star Dane Swan could be a welcome boost for Saturday night's crucial clash against the Lions at the MCG. The midfielder trained strongly today after missing the past 3 weeks with a foot injury and is hopeful of playing this week.
There's not many left, so it's got to be some stage.
How's the body feeling?
Yeah, good.
The Pies have lost 6 of their last 8 and fell out of the top 8 last night after a 60-point loss to the Eagles, but they haven't given up on finals just yet.
It's still the aim, but now we leave it up to sort of percentages, and works out to be mathematics more than controlling our own fate, which is disappointing, but you know, we're still a chance, so we've got to play some good footy.
Meanwhile, Taylor Adams has returned to the club after having surgery last week to repair a torn tendon in his left ring finger. The Hawks forward stocks are looking thin, with Coleman medal leader Jared Roughead to miss Sunday's blockbuster against Fremantle at Patterson Stadium. The match review panel handed the Hawks spearhead a 1-match ban for tripping, while coach Alistair Clarkson today ruled out a return for Jack Gunston despite the forward training this morning.
Yeah, he's coming along fine, and yeah, he's got a medial ligament strain, and it was a slight strain, so we'll determine the time frame in which he comes back, and but he'd be pretty doubtful to play this week, I reckon.
Defender Brian Lake has finished serving his 4-match ban for choking kangaroo Drew Petrie, but could make his return through the VFL. The AFL is set to overhaul the match review panel's point system at the end of the season, with changes to penalties for lower-graded incidents. But under that system, Fremantle's Nat Fyfe would still likely be ineligible for the Brownlow.
It does look at what we do with the things at the very low end of the grading scale, but for head-high contact incidents, I think they're always going to come under scrutiny in whatever system we have.
The Sydney Swans are primed for a top 2 finish following a solid win over Port Adelaide on Saturday, but they won't be dropping their heads this week despite facing cellar dwellers St Kilda at the SCG.
We saw it happen to St Kilda Freo a few weeks ago, so we planned for the opposition's best no matter who we play for, and we'll do the same again this week. We planned for the opposition's best, and as we saw against Fremantle, the opposition's best, St Kilda, was pretty good that game, so that's what we'll do this week again.
North Melbourne forward Majak Dawes' season is over after scans confirmed he dislocated his foot in the VFL yesterday. The 23-year-old was rushed to hospital after landing awkwardly in a marking contest. Brisbane Lions midfielder Brent Maloney has announced his retirement effective immediately. The former Melbourne and Geelong player only played 5 games of senior football this year and will finish his career on 166 games. And finally, in this week's 4 and 20 Player of the Round vote, it's Matt Priddis up against Harry Taylor. Priddis had 42 possessions in West Coast's big win over the Pies, while Harry Taylor was instrumental in Geelong's nail-biting win over Fremantle with 19 marks. Cast your vote on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter now using the hashtag AFLPOTR. And that wraps up your Monday footy feed. I'm Nat Edwards. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night.